Hi Taurus, welcome to your December 2024 reading. So I hope that you're doing well. How did you find the Pluto shifting from Capricorn into Aquarius shift? How did that feel for you? Did you feel anything at all? I'll be honest, I've only recently discovered. So obviously I did videos on the shift for each sign. And I've only recently discovered, because I'm not a professional astrologer, but I do have some knowledge of it, and I shared what I knew and what I'd researched. But I didn't realize that Pluto now being in Aquarius is going to affect all of the fixed signs, like it did all of the cardinal signs, which I also didn't know it would affect the cardinal signs. So I'm a cardinal sign. Libra is one of the cardinal signs. And I felt the 16-year journey of Pluto being in Capricorn when it was in Capricorn, and I was thinking, oh yeah, that's it now. I've got a bit of time where I can have a break and I don't have to deal with that now. And then with it being in the fixed signs, obviously Scorpio is a fixed sign, Taurus is a fixed sign, Aquarius is a fixed sign, so they'll feel it the most anyway, the Pluto being in their planet. But Taurus is also a fixed sign, isn't it? So you may feel the energies quite heavily as well. I'm a Leo rising, so that means I'll feel that as well. So here I was thinking, oh, 16 years over now and that's it. And it's like, no, now you've got another 20-year cycle of major transformation. So hopefully this one may be a little bit lighter than the Capricorn one. We'll have to see. But anyway, feel free to share your feelings on that. And if you have any placements, any cardinal placements, significantly, like your rising sign is Capricorn, Cancer, Libra or Aries, you might want to watch one of those videos as well, because it might sort of tell you what you've give you a bit of insight as well. But anyway, these are the oracle decks we're going to be using for your reading today. Please feel free to go to the description box if you want a personal reading, if you want a link to the daily written tarot and oracle card readings as well, that's there too. But okay, first of all, I did your pre-reading meditation. And the first thing I saw, the dancing is significant here for someone in some way, shape or form. But I saw ballet dancing, like a ballerina, and well, not just a ballerina on her own, like a performance on stage. And the words that came in with that was flow. So I don't know if you're needing to go with the flow. Rhythm came into if you need to do that more, or if you are currently doing that, like you're more in flow and in rhythm with something. I also got the words Black Swan, but it was specifically the movie, which I haven't actually watched the movie. Like, I think I've seen bits and pieces of it, but I've never watched the proper movie, the full movie with it's with Mila Kunis and Natalie Portman. I actually had to look it up before I came on, because I was thinking, oh, I'll just say that I saw the movie and then the viewers can do what they want with that info. But I thought, now let me check, let me just see. So the themes that I'm aware of from that movie, just from a brief synopsis, are competition and rivalry. So I don't know if that whole theme of that rivalry and competition in the Black Swan film might be significant for someone as well. Obviously, you'll know if that's relevant for you. But we're going to get into your reading. We're going to start off with a message from the Oracle of the Unicorn. So we're in Sagittarius season now. Unicorns are like horses, aren't they? And we often connect horses to sedge energy. And to be honest, I just wanted a lighter hearted deck, because I know that things have been quite heavy in life and in the world for a lot of people. Although there are some cards in here that are kind of, that speak of more shadow energies. And obviously I'm not going to sugarcoat the reading just because things have been heavy, but I just thought it would be a nice deck to use at this point in time. So for Taurus, Sun, Moon and Rising, what do we need to know? What does Taurus, Sun, Moon or Rising need to know? These cards are so awkward to shuffle. I've got small hands and I thought something came out then. It's a thick, heavy, big deck. Right, you've got two there. I guess this is going to be the theme now. I just did Scorpio. They were the first ones. They got two as well. Right, you've got past lives. Release your past life karma. You are an old soul with deep wisdom. Healing your past lives will raise your vibration. And we have patience. Pause before you take action. Trust that divine timing is at work. Be patient and play whilst you wait. I like that. Be patient and play while you wait. So that could be, for some, that could be the whole ballet thing. Ballet has a very... it's quite relaxing, isn't it? I mean, not that I know all about ballet, but in terms of the performances, I know there can be performances where they dance a lot quicker, but there just seems to be something quite relaxed and it flows and there's a rhythm and with all dancing. But with ballet, it's quite, I don't know, there's just something a lot calmer about it than other types of dancing. So that patience here, be patient and play. There's that whole flow with the dancing itself, and it's like it looks pleasant. I'm sure it doesn't feel pleasant for them because I know that they pretty much have to break their feet to learn to dance, unfortunately, but it's playful as well. So that's what comes to mind with that. But let's get your tarot cards out. I hope that's clear for you. Pretty much. Yeah, let's get your tarot cards out and see what comes up. So for Taurus, Sun, Moon and Rising, what do we need to know? I'll just see if I can give these one more shuffle. Just bear with me a minute. So I will say for someone that past lives card, because I mentioned the rivalry and competition, there could be something in terms of a past life reference to that. And the past lives, it could literally be past lives if you believe in past lives. It could be just past lives as in your former life, like your childhood. If you feel like you've been through a massive transformation and you feel like a new person, something in that old life is coming up around rivalry and competition. And the thing that came up as well when I looked up the synopsis for the Black Swan was it's kind, from what I've read, it's kind of like a frenemy rivalry, isn't it? So they're like frenemies. And then you've got the Three of Cups here, you've got the Queen of Swords. I'm resisting a message. It's giving slight watch your back vibes with that Three of Cups and Queen of Swords, because obviously the Three of Cups can be friendship, it can be support, but the Queen of Swords, there's the boundaries thing, isn't it? She has strong boundaries and she has discernment, and look how she's looking at the if I don't know if you can see that, her expression on her face, it's almost like she's looking at the group with a slight side eye, like, let me see if I can trust you. It's giving that a slight vibe like that, if you can see that. So that might be yeah, you might be feeling that. So let's get the rest of the cards out. Do you feel like you've been overly generous at all, Taurus, in any way, shape or form, and you need to kind of be a little bit more discerning and a little bit more discerning in general, I suppose? Okay, so we've got them all out now. So let's start off looking at that Three of Cups and the Queen of Swords. What else do we need to know here? So, well, all right, I don't feel so, yeah, it doesn't seem so weird now. As I was saying, the watch your back, and then you've got the Devil there, so yeah, that makes sense. And then the Two of Cups, and that again is a card of like connections, whether it is friendship, romantic, whatever. I mean, it can be that for some it will be that you do genuinely need to watch your back, because there might be, why do I feel like saying unscrupulous? That sounds like a really old-fashioned word, unscrupulous characters around you. For others, there is the potential that it could be that you may be slightly overprotective towards yourself, or even someone else, actually. You know, like if you've got a friend or relative or whatever, and they're getting involved with somebody, whether it's friendship or romantic or whatever, and you kind of like, you need to be careful of that person. It can be a touch of paranoia, but as I say, it depends on your circumstances. For some, it is that you genuinely need to watch your back, or you just need to become more discerning in general. And it's also made me think of, I believe the reading I did for you, the Pluto going into Aquarius reading, I mentioned that you may be becoming a little bit more ruthless. I'm not condoning or promoting being horrible to people or doing horrible things at all. As I said in that video, it's just that yeah, you just might have to go in a little bit more hardcore when you want something, like whether it's an outcome or to be treated differently, you know, when we have to set firmer boundaries, that sort of thing. You might have to be a little bit more ruthless there. But be careful of being too ruthless as well, I would say, with the Queen of Swords. I mean, she's not particularly in a low vibrational energy. It doesn't look like it, but it's just a little warning as well here. So, well, that kind of hung off the edge of the chair. Then we've got the Four of Swords. The word trust is coming in strongly with that Four of Swords, which is nothing to do with the Four of Swords, like in traditional meanings of tarot, but that's what's coming in. We've got the Page of Cups. One more. I'm hearing time will tell. So if you feel like you can't trust someone or a group of people, time will tell, basically. I think you have to balance out the vulnerability with the boundaries. And that's the Chariot. There is a slight connection to the Chariot and boundaries and alignment and moving forward, obviously, as well. So I think you are going to have to balance out the vulnerability and the boundaries, whether it's in friendships, romantic relationships, work relationships. Yeah. Because for me, that Four of Swords as well indicates it's figuring out if you can trust people. But one of the quickest ways that you can figure, to me, well, as a theory, one of the quickest ways to figure out if you can trust people is to open up with them, but bearing in mind your boundaries as well at the same time. Because if you're closed off with them, to be honest, most people would probably would match your energy and be closed off with you. But if you're vulnerable and open up, then they would probably start to either feel safe to open up, and then you can figure out whether you trust them or not from that, or it will terrify them. Your vulnerability will terrify them, and then they'll be even more closed off. And it's like, right, so I probably can't trust you if you're that closed off, can I? You're hiding stuff. That's one way of looking at it. So we'll look at the past energies here with the Page of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups. It's on one side of things, one interpretation it's giving me, as I said, have you felt like you've overgiven in the past? Have you been too generous in the past? It's giving a little bit of naivety, to be honest, and that's not a criticism. I think most of us at some point in our lives, even as grown adults, can be naive. It's just that we just want to do the right thing, and hopefully most of us just want to be kind people, and so you end up overgiving sometimes. Right, and this was the first one to come out, the Ten of Swords. So you may have overgiven in the past, potentially, and admittedly with the Ten of Swords there, you may have been stabbed in the back. You may have had to work out how to protect yourself. Or you may not have. It may have been that you needed to protect yourself, but you were still open and still vulnerable enough to get hurt. Anything else? Whoa, that's interesting. There is very much a giving open energy here with all of these cards, but it looks like it's led to conflict. The Queen of Wands kind of wanted to come out, but she didn't quite make it. You may have had a bit of turmoil in your life where it's deciding how much to give, whether to give or not to give, and in relationship situations, etc. But it's almost like there's a bit of conflict. As I say, you may have been stabbed in the back at points. You may have struggled in deciding to protect yourself or being overprotective. It just looks like a mishmash of back and forth almost, in a way, in a weird way. But as I say, there is a bit of naivety that it looks like in that card as well, with the Page of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups there. Okay. Let's look at this energy here. This is the challenge. We've got the Five of Cups and the Queen of Cups. I am getting the words emotional distress. Let's see what clarifies it. You've got the Ace of Swords. We've got the Judgment. Yep, Judgment next. This one is the Four of Pentacles. Okay. Knight of Pentacles. I don't know why I said Eight of Pentacles then. Ace of Pentacles and Nine of Wands. Okay. One of the things that comes up with this Patience card is, again, it's just coming up with the same kind of message about giving too much, but this could be giving too soon. And again, needing to develop a greater sense of discernment. And I don't know if this is overall or just with one person or one group. You know, sometimes, I mean, obviously we can be different people with our family and friends, can't we? Like sometimes with your family, they can take advantage of you. With friends, you've got hard boundaries, or vice versa, or it can be just specific people. But again, it's the energy of needing to have a bit of better discernment in whatever area of your life that is, to be able to see things more clearly so that you can make better decisions, knowing when to open up, when to protect yourself, taking the time when opportunities arise. Like say if it was a romantic opportunity, taking the time and having the patience to sort of feel everything out and observe what happens, to see if you can trust the person. Hopefully, I mean, we can't always guarantee we're going to be shown everything, because some people are very good at lying, aren't they? But if you give it time to observe and see things for what they really are, then you kind of, as you go forward in the opportunity or towards the opportunity, you'll see if it's something worthwhile or if it's something that you may end up regretting participating in. But with the Queen of Cups, I almost feel like saying something about managing emotions as well. Managing emotions so that you don't get hurt. You know, like if for some people rushing into relationships, they can get hurt easily, can't they? Because they rush it and they haven't seen everything clearly. They haven't given it time to get to know the person properly and to see their true colours. And that doesn't mean all people are bad, by the way, but that's what's coming up here. And then they can end up getting hurt very quickly, and a lot more than most people would, because there's that little bit of naivety there. And it's not just with people as well, it's in situations like when any kind of opportunity arises, you might be so passionate about it and feel so strongly that you're like, oh yeah, let's just rush into this, and then it ends up that, oh, actually, yeah, I should have probably slowed down a little bit and given it more time to see what the reality of the situation was. Right, so that's the challenge. It's almost like, I feel like saying it's about managing the emotion so that you have better discernment and can make better decisions going into things. So that would be the patience again. And not making past mistakes, because if past lives is there, it's about karma, isn't it? So it's a repetitive pattern. I'm getting, what for one person, this might only be for one person, there might be a pattern for someone who keeps on hurting people, people's feelings. I don't mean like physically hurting them. So say if you were the type of person who is more in that Queen of Swords energy and very you know, when you've gone past the point of having boundaries and you're just hardened character. And obviously there's going to be reasons behind that. If someone's been hurt a lot in their past, then they may end up having a hardened barrier, and like a shell, a protective shell, and it can come across in a way that hurts people. For one person, that may be your issue here, is that you have to learn how to be more compassionate so that you don't rip people to shreds, and maybe you do need to open up a little bit more. So that's another message. So let's look at this here. This is any external energy. So Ten of Swords, Knight of Swords. You've got the Six of Wands. Seven of Swords, Nine of Cups. King of Wands. And the Eight of Pentacles. So these are energies external to you. This is a really weird energy. So this is meant to be an energy that is or anything that's external to you, but it almost feels like it is you, if I'm being honest. It feels like it's you. It doesn't feel like it could impact someone external to you, that you've impacted someone external to you, but I don't know if I feel like it is you. It almost feels like you would have had a situation within at least the last few months, probably more like weeks, but it could have been months, where you may have had to set a firm boundary or speak your mind. You may have seen someone for who or what they really are with that Six of Wands and Seven of Swords, and had to sort of say what's on your mind. And I almost feel like saying put someone down. I don't mean put them down as in well, it would involve criticism, but shut them down even. It almost feels like you may have had to shut someone down. You've got Six of Wands, Seven of Swords. So it's like, to me, that's seeing someone for what they really are or who they really are. But with the Ten of Swords and Knight of Swords, it's like, when you catch someone out in a lie or something, and then you're like, yeah, I'm not stupid. And the end result of that is that you end up kind of satisfied and kind of empowered with that, with the King of Wands there. Let me get one for that Eight of Pentacles there. That could have happened in a work situation, I'll be honest, with the Eight of Pentacles being there. So we've got the Five of Swords, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Eight of Swords. I feel like that Five of Swords is you, but not necessarily saying that you're malicious, unless it is that energy of someone who's a bit too hard. But just a situation where it's like being shown the light in a weird sort of way, where it's like finally stopping someone from getting away with something, and it's like a lesson that you've needed to learn, but now you need to carry that forward and keep using that side of yourself. Like if you have someone who's always been taken advantage of, and then something happens, a situation happens, and they have to come out of their shell and stand up for themselves, and it's like, right, you've done it now, you got to carry on that thread where you never let anybody take advantage of you again. It feels like that kind of energy, almost like you've kind of freed yourself, and you just have to continue to do the work to build yourself up in that way now. There's more confidence there. Okay, so that is an energy. As I say, it feels like the impact. The Ten of Swords would be the impact that you had on someone. It doesn't feel like this is someone trying to do something to you. It's that you were that Knight of Swords, and the Ten of Swords is kind of, you shut a situation down, or you shut a person down, or something to that effect. So let's look at this here. This is what you need to be more aware of. We've got the Sun. Okay, so that kind of does go with what I was saying, that whether or not this part of the reading, because not the whole reading may not resonate for every person that watches it, but even if that part of the reading doesn't resonate for you, this does feel very much about expressing more, expressing yourself more, expressing more of yourself. Again, like say if you're around someone or a situation that you have doubts, and you're not happy, you feel you've been taken advantage of, or whatever it is in the situation, you need to use your discernment, but you need to express that as well. That you're not happy, and you're not going to put up with whatever it is. So for the Sun and the Ace of Swords, Ace of Wands, Three of Wands, King of Pentacles, Ten of Wands. Let's get one more. Strength card and the Three of Pentacles. So again, I think this is about expressing more of who you are and who you want. Sorry, what you want. Not, well, it could be who you want. Expressing more of who you are and what you want, and being very focused on that. Something here about not taking on anyone else's burdens with the Ten of Wands. There is something very, if you're in that frame of mind where you are very confident in yourself and the way you deal with people, and you're very focused on what you're trying to do, what you want, what your passions are, what makes you feel satisfied in life, there's something very inspiring about that. And it's almost as if with that Strength card and the Three of Pentacles, that attracts better relationships and interactions with people, like people that are on your wavelength, on your page, I think, with this energy here. So it's very much about shining your light and being who you are and being very honest and forthcoming as well. And then that will attract, it's like it attracts people who match your energy and will treat you better as well. And there's something here about, with the King of Pentacles and the Ten of Wands, I said it's something about not taking on other people's burdens. It's like, it is that, it's like not supporting people where they should be supporting themselves, I think, with that King of Pentacles. It's like the King of Pentacles, his body's turned that way. He's focused on his intentions, his plans, his goals, whatever he's passionate about. Looking at that person with the Ten of Wands, this is a separate person. It's as if the person's coming to him, wanting to give him the burdens or say, help me, which there's nothing wrong at all with helping people. I think it's fantastic when we help people, but it's like the King of Pentacles is looking like he's saying, if you think you're giving me those 10 ones, you can get the hell out of here. It's not happening. If I can help you, I will, but I'm not carrying all of that shit for you. So that's your role. And it's having the courage to say that and be that person that's like, no, I'm not doing that for you. You can do that your damn self. I will help you if I can, but you're not giving me all of that shit. And as I say, having that kind of courage and being outspoken in that kind of way, or however it works for you, just attracts better collaborators, whether it is in work, in personal relationships, etc. Okay. So let's look at the Hierophant and the King of Cups, and this is the potential future energies. Oh, okay, I'm getting something interesting with this. So the first thing that's coming to mind with that Hierophant is the King of Cups. Is it's a more assertive version of yourself, potentially, where it's like you can be compassionate and sympathetic and empathetic and considerate, but it's like, it's almost like that balanced out with, we're playing this by my rules as well at the same time. So it's a balance of that. It's not one or the other, it's a balance. It's like where no one can sort of break your morals or values. Like, you'll be kind and lovely, but you've got certain standards and integrity that you stand by for yourself, that you're not going to break that to be kind or whatever it is to anybody. Or just to be nice. You're not going to just play it nice just for the sake of being nice. It's like, I will be nice and I will treat you well, but don't push me kind of energy. So we've got the Knight of Wands, the Sun, we have the King of Swords, the Ten of Pentacles, we've got another one under here as well, Ten of Pentacles, Three of Cups, and Eight of Swords. I think if you've had situations and relationships in the past that have left you feeling quite restrictive, I think you're moving out of all of that now. And with that Knight of Wands, the Sun, and the King of Swords, it's like, this is who I am, this is what I stand for, take it or leave it kind of energy. That's the vibe I'm getting. It's like you kind of know more of who you are and what you're going for, and it's like it attracts more harmonious interactions. Not to say that we can, it's hard to imagine anyone, unless you completely live isolated away from everyone, that someone would have the whole of their life not having to deal with any bullshit from anyone or unpleasant people. That sounds like it's impossible, but at the very least, you can get to a point in life where you attract less of the bullshit, and even if the bullshit does come up, you are able to deal with it really well, or better than you have done before, and you deal with it better and better each time. But this really feels like an energy of, this is who I am now, and again, having to shine that light and show who you are, so people know how far they can push you, and know how to treat you, because there's that saying, isn't there, that people know how to, we teach people how to treat us. Okay. And as I say, it's not just about people, it's about situations as well. So I guess one obvious example would be, you know, like if at work or in your community, that you're sort of given the responsibility of doing everything, you may get to the point where it's like, look, I'll help, but, or I'll do what I'm being paid to do, but you're not getting anything more out of me than that kind of vibe. So, right, Ace of Wands, Four of Swords. And still to reiterate that point about taking the time to get to know people as well, because that is how you see their true colours. Time will tell, basically. Right, so Ace of Wands, Four of Swords, that is your guidance. Right, we've got the we've got the Tower, we've got the Two of Wands. You've got the Six of Pentacles, yep, the Ace of Cups. I'll just get one more for that, but it's still giving me this a similar message. Hermit and Wheel of Fortune. Okay. So again, same message about taking the time to get to know people. When you get into situations or meet people that are inspiring, which would be the Ace of Wands that is under there. With the Four of Swords, again, there's no rush, patience. You need to be able to discern if it's a stable foundation or not. You need to take the time to figure that out before you sort of throw yourself in 1,000%. Not to say you shouldn't give your all or give in general, but just to prevent yourself from over giving, you need to just give it time to feel situations out and to observe and just sort of see, is this a good thing? Am I going to get taken advantage of here? Is the situation stable, etc.? And it feels like with the Ace of Cups and the Hermit, it's that whole self-love thing, isn't it? It's like knowing who you are, what you have to give, but protecting that as well, and giving the situation time to know when to give and how much to give. With the Wheel of Fortune there, it just gives an energy of time, doesn't it? It's like these are opposite ends of the spectrum, really. The Tower here is where things are unstable and fall apart, and the Wheel of Fortune is that positive energy. The Tower is a destructive change. The Wheel of Fortune is typically positive change, or positive progression, and that's just when things completely fall apart with the Tower. So let me get you a final card of guidance from the postcards from Spirit deck. Any final guidance for Taurus? So again, I did mention going with the flow at the beginning with the ballerina thing. So I mentioned the Black Swan, which there was the thing about rivalry and that, and frenemy. So that does come into this. But even that thing with going with the flow as well. Say if it was a friendship, it says be patient and playful whilst you wait. So it wouldn't sort of be saying be going in the friendship completely suspicious, thinking, is this person a piece of shit? It's like, no, take your time, take it easy, enjoy it. Just observe and see if you match the same rhythm, if you're on the same wavelength, if you go with the flow of things and see how it turns out. So final card of advice for Taurus. Very dramatically down the side. Okay, I can see it. Thankfully, it's just one as well. Right, you have Dearest You, if you can see that. Dearest You, the common sayings, be in the world but not of it, and wear the world loosely, refer to the need to be engaged with life while not being attached to specific outcomes. Do not take this world too personally, for you are one of many co-creators here to play, and we have many ideas about how all of this should play out. Just know that outcomes don't matter as much as the presence you bring to each experience and how you let yourself flow through life. There's a real freedom in knowing and accepting this. And it said flow, doesn't it? So, will you wear the world loosely, or will it straitjacket you? It is your choice. Whatever happens, have the courage to keep trying to live as you are meant to. And when it comes to manifesting, don't worry about the how or even the why. We have that covered. Everything is going to turn out exactly as it should. Spirit has a plan, loving you always and forever. So again, it's kind of a message about going with the flow. Again, as an example, in a romantic relationship, if you rushed in the past and you were eager, and I think many of us have done this, where you rush it and you're like, oh, this person seems like the one, and I just can't wait to get to the finish line where we end up together and blah blah blah, and then things can go to shit, can't they? But it's because of that attachment to, I want this to be the one. Do you know what I mean? Whereas what probably should happen is that you just spend the time enjoying the situation, being playful, seeing how it plays out, rather than, I want this to happen, this is how it has to end up. Which you could, to be honest, you can get hurt however things go, but it's just enjoy the situation, don't get stressed out in it, and knowing when and how to balance out protecting yourself and giving to situations as well. So I'm going to leave your reading there. Again, if you want to book a personal reading or see the daily tarot readings that I've been doing, the written ones, then go to the description box for that. I'll be back at some point in December with, I'm not sure if it will be shorts, because as I said to Scorpio, I'm feeling pretty drained right now. So I don't know if I've got the energy to do any more full-on readings this month, but for December, but I'll probably will do shorts. I'll definitely be doing something. But I hope that you have a great December, and until I see you again, take care.